Tshwane emergency services remain on high alert again today as heavy rains continue. The flooding has claimed the life of 2 people. For the latest on the story, we now cross live to Newzroomafrika's Malungelo Booi, who is stationed at Club View along Jean Avenue near Centurion, and he's there monitoring the situation. Quite a sight behind you there, Malungelo, with the waters raging, but also seeing the large amount of debris that has been strewn along that particular bridge. What is the latest from that area?
That's right, Tammy. In fact, where we are is just one of several bridges and roads that have been closed by officials from the city of Tshwane because of flooding. As you can see, the bridge, and you can see the bridge, and you can see the Henops River, and you can see the amount and the force of the water. As a result of the heavy rains that we've also been seeing over the past few days here in Pretoria, here in Gauteng, and also in other parts of the country. But you can also, Tammy, see the debris. You can see some of the debris, and this is an indication really that at night, last night, the water, in fact, had covered this bridge. And in fact, that's why you are currently seeing emergency officials or officials from the Tshwane EMS and also Tshwane Truck city that have been closed in order to make sure that motorists, in fact, don't use the roads. I also want to see, the force of this water has also even damaged this wall. This rail, in fact, look at that. Look, it's completely destroyed, and this in fact tells you, Tammy, that the water was actually coming in such a heavy force, and you can see that part of the road is actually still full of water, meaning that no one can use this road. And if people use this road, they're actually putting their lives at risk. And I just want Senzo also to show you what we're also seeing on the other side of the road. See a fish, but there course of local residents who are saying to me that he was actually stationed further up on Jean Avenue, asking motorists not to use this road. He says, in fact, he had help to put up one of the tapes in order to make sure that people don't come and use this road. The Centurion area, that's where we are, have been closed off because of the heavy rains. But also, Tammy, we have been talking to emergency personnel from Tshwane, saying that they have been able to house several people, Tammy, whose homes have actually been flooded as a result of heavy rains. And you remember in the morning, we were talking to one of the farmers whose crops have actually been destroyed because the Henops River burst its banks, destroying most of his crops. There has been a warning really to residents and to motorists to completely avoid low-lying areas, because also, Tammy, the low-lying areas are areas like this that are flooded. But also, here's something that I'm seeing on this road, on this bridge, Tammy. This is something that we saw on the Henops Bridge. You can see that there's a crack that has also developed. Remember, earlier authorities from the city of Tshwane had actually warned, in fact, engineers had actually said that motorists should not use the Henops Bridge because they were saying that it could collapse any minute because of the heavy rains. Tammy?
The devastation there, Malungelo, is quite dire. And just to think that overnight, that entire place where you're standing now was flooded with water. But as you rightly said, there really should be some sort of cordoning because it is starting to get dark. And so come evening, I don't know if there will be the police there making sure that no cars pass through, but some sort of permanent cordoning off of that area would really go a long way. Do you know if there are plans to cordon the area off at all?
To have been closed off. What authorities have done is actually to station, Metro Police and also members of the South African Police Service. They're making sure, really, the members of the South African Police Service and Metro Police officers are making sure that motorists don't use those roads. And they're telling them that the roads are dangerous if they cross. They're likely, imagine if somebody tried to cross here, that person is likely, to get stuck. And that's why, authorities have stationed members of the police officers in most of these roads that have been closed off to make sure that people don't take, the unnecessary risk. And I suppose, Tshwane, authorities have been saying that not until, the weather, and the water subsides, then they would be able to reopen those roads. They said that if the situation does not improve, well, those roads that have been affected by the floods will remain closed until further notice.